increases Wandering Plague procs massively, increasing AoE damage and kill speeds. And the same goes for Wrath of the Lich King leveling, and when at endgame you want to optimise your AoE damage. Personally, I'd only go for leather pieces if, first of all, you absolutely need the hit chance in order to maintain 6%.
Good morning, good morning.
See that the attack power on that gear does provide an increase to your melee.
Try to go for 65 for a bunch. I think it's possible, right?
Always keep your hearthstone somewhere close to where you're leveling. To the Death Knight starter area to pick up new abilities very, very frequently. There's a lot of
no.
The only levels you don't need to go back for are level 6.
Why do we pool? I don't know. I saw the pool, so I assume that's what we were ready to do.
Level to pick up new spell ranks, and obviously the abilities referenced in the 60 juicy Death and Decay. Now I'd recommend getting some gold ready so you can get dual spec straight away, because although we're not going to level in blood spec, it is very useful sometimes while you're leveling, because sometimes you will need to solo some elite quests. Now holding is good for soloing elites. The survivability is good, and the gargoyle helps to get the mob down. Plus remember, you do have your pet stun. However, it's definitely easier in blood spec, so if it's truly blood spec. This will also massively help when you get into Northrend, because from my experience of the beta, some of the group quests on there are very difficult. Blood is simply just better at soloing stages, so you could be losing out on some bonus experience if you can't get that quest solo stage. Also can't find a good quest. Now this is the build that I'd recommend. It's very important to get the talent epidemic, otherwise you're going to have to refresh your diseases way too often, and when you're refreshing your diseases, then that's a waste of a death strike. So unless you have the glyph of disease, it's very difficult to keep your dots up, and you're probably not going to have those glyphs at launch. I prioritise Center, Blood and Butchery for the really good runic power generation. This means that using defensive abilities won't nerf your damage too much. Vendetta is very useful because they're not big elemental dudes that split into multiple different mobs when you're trying to take them down, so when you actually kill those little mobs, you'll get 6% of your health back. Classic example will be the rock people in Hellfire Peninsula, or Neverrock in Neverstorm. I've skipped Hysteria because in my experience, your health just drops a little bit too much that I'm comfortable for while I use it. And we're not going deep into the blood tree because in my experience, you are never over 75% health. Well, I mean you are sometimes, but for the majority of the time, you are not. And plus we really need the epidemic in the unholy tree. And then from here, you know, you can get points into Ravenous Undead, because that's great because it stacks with Abominable Might and Veteran of the Third War for lots of increased strength. Then you can finish off by putting some points into the Might of Mograine. These are basically just for talent I'd recommend getting while you're leveling, because they are just flat, very basic DPS increases. Now another thing that helps with survivability is obviously health potions. Now I know that people have mentioned to me that health potions do stack to 20 pieces a stack, and that is a change implemented in Wrath of the Lich King, but that is not currently in place, so if you want to save some bag space, definitely get health injectors, not health potions. Speed potions are very useful because you can use them in interior locations. Obviously when you can't benefit from mount speed, they're great for a quick getaway to get out of a cave, which will happen from time to time. Sharpening stones are useful, particularly as they persist through death. They're usable until around about level 76 because they won't work on higher item level items. I recommend definitely stacking a few for your level 60 to 70 journey. If you have a little bit of extra gold to spare, you can also get flask. Alright guys, and welcome to another video. Today we're doing a bit of a wrap. Alright guys, and welcome to another video. I'm going to give you my Wrath of the Lich King Priest leveling guide. This is going to be relevant for people learning content on fresh servers, but also people jumping straight into Northrend. It is going to be short and sweet like the Rogue video guys, because the pre-patch is literally coming out in 15 hours as I'm making this video. This has been like a 3-month long project to get all these leveling guides out for every single class in the game ready for the Wrath of the Lich King pre-patch. Unfortunately, you know, IRL stuff gets in the way, but nonetheless, I'm going to give you all the essential information that you need to know just in a shorter space of time and much more snappier with less PowerPointy cool stuff. So we're going to cover the most important topics as always. First of all, the best leveling talents. We'll cover your playstyle, what you're going to do on your day-to-day, how to be most mana efficient, how to keep yourself alive, and how to just kill enemies extremely efficiently and fast. Then I'll give you some sneaky, cheeky tips and tricks to speed up your leveling. And lastly, we've got weapon progression. What I mean by that, obviously when it comes to the priest, is its caster weapon, one hands and staves, and also your wands. You don't really use the wand as much like you did in TBC and Classic anymore, because you are free to use your abilities more now in Wrath of the Lich King. Although, to be honest, early level, you still use your wand from time to time. So it is important to keep upgraded. Now, I have actually made a huge weapon progression list for every single spec in the game for fresh servers. You want to check that out, just subscribe to the channel, go to my channel page in the description of that video, you get all your sub-free content, which obviously includes the weapon progression list. So let's jump in straight away with talents. Let me explain why I like to go for these talents by first of all explaining what is the playstyle like very briefly. Honestly guys, most of the time you can just run around, dot everything up and keep on running exactly like you play the Affliction Warlock. But it's definitely nowhere near as good as the Affliction Warlock because it's very mana hungry. Normally you just dot as many mobs as you can until your mana runs out, you keep running around until the dots finish them off and there you go, Bob's your uncle. So, you know, we don't really care about increasing the crit chance on abilities like Mind Blast, Mind Flay, Shadow Word Death because we just barely use them. We also don't care about reducing they just never use it, to be honest. I mean, you will use it from time to time when you're taking on a single enemy. Obviously, if you're pushing your efficiency to its maximum potential and be taking a more...
No, everybody targets me. I don't... I have a bad habit of, like, wanting... He's saying a whole bunch of stuff, but I happen to just sit here and say it in my head, thinking I'm saying it. Sub my guy, what got? And you got a power instead, but when you get Vampiric Touch, you want to definitely respec. You just favour the Doctor World playstyle. Spirit Tap and Improved Spirit Tap are definitely mandatory, though. They're very, very good at increasing your mana efficiency by continuing yourself. It's gonna be a long day of PvP, huh?
To continue to regenerate while you're casting. That's very complicated, but basically, long story short,
at least we have call to arms, I guess.
When you get improved Vampiric Embrace, that's when you pretty much become just immortal. The amount of healing you get with that, combined with Devouring Plague, is just immense. You never have to break Shadow Form to cast a Renew or anything like that, because you just heal so much. When you get this cheeky Glyph of Power Shield, you get 20% of the absorption effect as a heal. At the point where you do get the Devouring Plague and Shadow Form, that is when you can probably take on 2 enemies at once, because you're going to Devouring Plague one target, Shadow Word Pain, Shadow Word Pain, Mind Flare. Fine. I also like the utility of having Silence. Silence is a very, very useful ability while leveling up in some Psychic Horror, the extra CC. It's also going to be really good on PvP servers. And when you spec down into Meditation, around about level 73 you're going to unlock this. So this is when you jump into Northrend. When you get that 50% extra mana regeneration continued while casting, when it stacks with Spirit Tap and everything like that, that is when, especially if you've got Spirit Tap, by the way, when you are leveling, to try and get decent Spirit and Spell combined, that's the best way to go in my opinion, especially as with Twisted Fate talent, a portion of your Spirit is converted into Spell Power, so it's not exactly lost with a bigger Spell Power piece. That's when not only is your health basically nothing to worry about, but then your mana is also nothing to worry about. Although, to be fair, because of the nature of this priest works, you will still run out of mana. So always stock up on your water. When it comes to glyphs, in the pre-patch you can't get really good glyphs, to be honest, so really you're going to get 1% of your mana back.
You need to make a mouse over for this one.
Then Glyph Powered Shield is also quite nice because it will give you 20% of the absorption amount. But if you're leveling in Wrath of the Lich King later in its lifetime, after the pre-patch, you definitely want Glyph of Shadow. This is very, very good. Your crits have a chance to increase your spell power 30% of your spirit for 10 seconds. You can get that level 20, so that's quite nice. When you go through when you're very low level, you get to level 21 and you unlock Mind Flare. What you can do is quite simple. You Shadow Word Pain, squeeze in Mind Blast for a target to get 10 then you just wand. And that's it. And this is an extremely mana efficient way to play early game, because the mana has started front loading. Now I'm front loading all my damage. You can squeeze another Mind Blast if you want, but I prefer to just let the wand take down the enemy. Your Power Word Shield will prevent you from taking too much damage. You shouldn't have that much downtime. As you can see there, I've got Spirit Tab ticking away, giving me loads of mana back between all of my pulls. Now, when you do unlock Mind Flay, it changes just a little bit. You know, you pull Shadow Word Pain, then Mind Flay. What Mind Flay does is actually slow attack. So, if you want to do that, squeezing a Mind Blast, you can probably Mind Flay, to be honest, until the target is dead. But if the shield drops off, you probably won't go yet. It's a bit more mana intensive, mobs faster, so it works out fine. Then when you get Divine Flame, you can start to pull more in, so the first time, or the next time, Divine Flame, squeezing a Mind Blast, and your dot should finish off the first enemy, and you'll be able to just face tank him down. And then when your Power Word Shield obviously falls off, you start wanding, because you don't want to do casting, so you're not affected by that until you get the Shadow Form talent here, the improved Shadow Form talent. You can start hard casting when mobs are attacking you, but until then, you're better off just wanding when mobs are attacking you. Then, when you unlock Vampire Touch, it becomes easy. Now, I'm going to show you spell for you know, when you get Vampire Touch, you can easily pull 3 to 4 items. So, the funny issue is you do have to have cast Vampire Touch. Not massively huge issue. These mobs are unfortunately undead, which makes it a bit more difficult, because what you can obviously do is put mobs in fear too, which helps. But I shouldn't be really at any risk here.
Huh.
We'll soon find out anyway. I'm going to Power Word Shield and
Take it.
reapply it there. And as you can see, like,
1k honor?
my health is
If we
not
can get
much.
1k honor every game, then
I can carry on doing this basically until I run out. I've basically run out of mana now.
hoping to
So,
have
you know, when you run out of mana,
2 or 3 pieces a year by the time we're 70.
That's when you can stop and
I
kind
know,
of
it took forever.
Mind Flays and start wanding. Okay, one of them survived, but you know, I can Shadow Word Death.
I'm my warrior.
You know, finish it off.
And that was with a 70 boost. So.
At absolute ease. Health didn't drop that.
Wow, this isn't the fastest way to level. I think it's the most efficient way to level.
And yeah, as you can see, it's an absolute doddle once you unlock Vampire Touch. Vampire Touch Shadow Word Death is definitely enough to take an enemy down, so you can just run around, doll up, and, well, I don't say it enough really, do I? Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt.
Let me do this real quick, and that, so I don't have to hear myself.
Healer, mender of wounds, giver of blessings, preacher of words of power. But not only that, for the priest also has the ability to dabble in the horrors of shadow and darkness, to speak words of shadow and attack the mind of their opponent, causing
What is this video? And why does he say shadow twice? I know he's talking about priests, but yeah, you didn't have to say shadow and darkness and to speak shadow. It's okay, he's trying at least. That's more than most people, so good shit, my man.
Untold misery and pain. Priests are a staple to any group, granting many buffs and powerful spells for any who would call them ally. The priest in Wrath received many changes to their class. In fact, the one unique part about priests that separated them from all other classes was taken away in Wrath. Priest racials. Many of the spells were removed entirely, and only a few were made baseline, and one made into a talent. Besides the priest racials, the class received much needed spells which complete their spellbook. New spells such as Mind Seer causes an explosion of shadow magic around the enemy target, causing shadow damage every 1 second for 5 seconds to all enemies within 10 yards around the target. Now, if you've played Shadow Priest, you know that you really needed a new AoE ability. In Wrath of the Lich King, Shadow Priests finally get that in the form of Mind Seer, which is a very powerful new Shadow Priest AoE ability. Of course, you don't have to be a Shadow Priest to use Mind Seer, but it's a baseline spell. But of course, Shadow Priests will get that bonus shadow damage.
Shadow Priest, my man.
Also, Divine Hymn, which heals 3 nearby lowest health friendly party or raid targets within 40 yards every 2 seconds for 8 seconds, and increases healing done to them by 10% for 8 seconds, maximum of 12 heals. The priest must channel to maintain the spell. This is a very powerful raid healing ability because it's always going to target the lowest health friendly party or raid targets. It's kind of what makes priests very powerful.
Never mind. I wanted him to convince me to level up a priest before Wrath of the Lich King comes out. He wasn't doing too good. I would pull if I could, but I'd just get insta shot or insta one shot. So ooh. Oh, there's a fucking druid right there. Oh, I wanted a bubble, but you die so quick. It's okay. If they're casting on me, that means they're not casting on anybody that's important. And all they're getting is, honor points. So, they want to waste their time to get an easy kill. I think it's worth it for me to die at any point when there's like a little battle going on. Because I quite literally do nothing. It doesn't matter if I'm standing here or if I'm standing here. I can heal, I guess, technically. I can get away with healing. That's about it. They still got all these back here, so not good. Well, might as well go join the people back here if we're going to try to do a retake with all these people. I might be able to make a difference. Maybe. I do need to buff myself, not that it's going to matter. Let's see. Did we get them both back? I think we did. gonna be one of those grind down the reinforcements games. Definitely. These are the fun ones anyways. Like, even though you get less points, which I think is silly, just because of how fast, like, it's usually, it's better to lose than to play one of these games every time. Sure, you get like 1k honor points at the end, but you get about 1k honor just losing, so it's faster to just lose and keep going. But that's no fun, you know? Let's see if I can heal some people or something up here, I don't know. Oh, nope. Well, you know, I tried. I didn't know where he was at, so I just took a chance. I was hoping he was in LOS, but he wasn't. It's okay, though. And... really? They push us back that hard? It's unfortunate. Oh, right. I forget I gotta reapply my seals so that I can judge. I'm used to not dying and just questing, so forgetting to reapply every once in a while makes me feel a little silly. I'm gonna just heal, I guess, at the back. Man, got a full heal from something. If I had a mouse over, it'd make this easier, but I didn't never planned on healing. At least on this character. Like, what did that rogue comp? Wait, he got out. Well, then I guess he did what he needed to do. But before then, it kind of looked a little silly to be just going to kill me in between everybody. Wait. Oh, well, you know. Don't try too hard, buddy. Wasting your time on me for what, 10 honor? If I get back, I'll use my buffs. That rogue is still alive. Crazy stuff, man. There's Death Knights. I'll buff all the Death Knights. Alright, so this one. And that'll have more attack power. I think that's how that works anyways. Oh. I could have swore I put my seal back on. Oh well. Doesn't matter. Like, so even assuming if he kills me every time I spawn, it's still doing less than me just healing. So good for that guy, I guess. Sorry, excuse me. That is a one-way trip to death if I go up that way. My mistake. Can I get back up this way? I probably shouldn't waste time. I think I can, but... Yes, waste your time over here, guys. Come on. Two level 70s? I'll take it. It's like a distraction and diversion, you know? How are they not spawning over there when we kill them? Because if they are spawning down here, we should be already pushing in. It's a loss either way, because they're going to have these captured and we're not. So, even if we do wipe them all, right now we'd still lose. Oops, that is not the button I meant to hit. I meant to hit Shift E. UNCC that, man. Finally went to.
Target something first. Isn't ready yet. I need to get closer.
Yeah, dude, worth it. Good job.
It's too far. I can't haste that yet.
I don't know why everybody's so scared to just go in like that. I know I used bubble to run in like that, but if everybody was just running at him like that, we would have already pushed in. Instead, everybody wants to sit back and just kill him, you know? Which, I mean, I guess it's working, but it's gonna be too late. We lost too many points from captures. I'm sure there's probably a way to get more reinforcements, but not for me, because I wouldn't know. Fuck it, dude. Everybody go off hitting that. Somebody help this man with the rope. Oh, he did what I did. He was running with bubble.
Not enough life. It's too far away.
Look how close this game was, even though we were down 100. Crazy. But like I said, it's not worth the amount of time you spend to try to win. Like, it'd be better if y'all just let them go and win, you know? As lame as that sounds. Shoot, my man. Shaman main tank.
Ready to tank, Fuji?
I won't do enough threat.
And
Oh,
even
you
after.
should get it without salvation and frost shock spam, I think.
We're ready to go.
Okay. Putting a shield on and removing salvation.
Ready to go in. Regigi is main tanking, so heal on him. Oh, here we go, here we go. It's actually going.
Lava!
Oh no, I'm dead actually. You combat rescue?
I don't know what's happening tonight.
We have enhancement shaman tank. Don't kill Regigi. Regigi up, Regigi up.
Kitten, get me up, please.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
Not even close.
Fucking degenerates.
Hold on, Regigi, Regigi dead.
We had a good run, boys.
Come on, it's like.
Welcome to Japan.
Get him, get him,
I'm
get him.
pinging, I'm pinging.
Oh, that's oh lord.
Motherfuckers.
Well done, well done.
Assassination complete.
The blink was such a clutch play, but then the intervenes.
Oops, oops. Oh, hunter things.
What did you do?
Stray bullets. Ricochet, it's not my fault.
Can't just right click stuff as a hunter.
It was a ricochet arrow, it's not my fault. I couldn't do anything about it.
Sorry, I freaked you guys out. Time to make some soup. Turtle soup. Heard it's expensive. I guess you really gotta shell out for those.
Don't go ham instantly, please. No wind fury procs. Is that a wind fury proc? I saw right there.
No. I can hit him once.
Oh yeah, dispersion.
Main hand. Oh.
Oh.
This
Oh, off that.
What the fuck?
This game is so dumb, man.
Damn.
Oh,
Yeah, come here now.
All of you monsters.
We got so many glaze, we're
Really
disappointed when it doesn't drop.
We want more.
So dumb.
Ooh, Brutalis is already gone.
What the fuck?
That's the first.
Looted it? What?
The fuck?
Does that mean there's always someone that doesn't loot it?
Yeah, it's Nasra.
Absolutely. My head.
The SMH my head is
Data banned SMH my head way back. I remember.
What?
Did I?
Yeah, you
I didn't like
search the
SMH at
Discord.
all. It wasn't SMH my head, it was just SMH.
SMH my head is the best. Like it is.
I hate that SMH, but Bluffa, I'm willing to admit defeat on that one and have sense converted. I am now a head shaker.
You're now a head shaker. Don't heal Bluffa. Actually gonna do this time.
No target.
Who's healing me? Yeah, I'm targeting the... Stop healing! I see you casting, please. We are ready. We're ready to go. We're gonna lay on hands me, so he gets a big threat lead. I'm gonna need a new shield. And MD pull... no?
Oh, I'm home. Oh shit.
Oh. I mean, you are supposed to be.
Yeah, you should use it after your first rotation. Last 1, 2, and 4.
What's going on? This is so scuffed, man.
It's fine.
What the fuck?
Bluffa, what have you done?
Just die and go again.
So.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Good strat.
Any good songs while we're writing?
Yeah, there's one about pasta and pizza. Pizza pasta, put it in my mouth. How does it go after, Evie? Do you remember?
They're actually slurping in this music video.
I lost the whole...
They were genius. Me like, wait, they're slurping in a video?
Yeah,
oh my god! Like,
Just waiting for those slurp ASMR videos.
For some reason, maybe it's because I've been editing the noises so much. I don't care anymore.
Decentralized.
Yeah, he's completely immune.
Sniffing, I never care. I'm fine with sniffing.
no, sniffing is fine.
Sniffing is just cute.
That's what I kept saying.
Unless you have like a massive cold and just really slurping the breaths.
Oh, the no slurp.
Yeah.
Oh no!
No! I didn't need that.
I feel violated.
Anyone with a cold? Who had COVID? Tell them to jump in.
It's hacks, boys.
And in hacks.
Tell hacks to come in and no slurp.
Get him on.
Nose slurp. Like, come on.
You're welcome, a new term has been made.
You wanna try the wall tactic?
I thought you said that was for noobs.
No, we do the fish.
How much is the fish?
That's such a banger.
What, is that a song?
Yes.
What?
How much is the fish?
Yes.
Yes.
You've heard it. 100% you've heard it. Leave a like if you're enjoying the video. Appreciate it, boys.
I dropped some new health stones. I pulled, I'm fucking dumb. I walked the wrong way.
Don't do anything stupid.
What? I'm not doing anything.
Where is it?
I think
We might actually need reset, but that's a lot.
That wasn't even the closest!
Rest him quick. Yeah, go in. Go in.
I'm on it.
Noob down.
I haven't.
He stood on the ledge.
Running fast. Running fast.
go,
Running
go,
fast.
go.
It's okay.
Nice
Oh, it's
experience.
25
Nothing
seconds.
for 25. We're gonna last.
The entirety of the Kharkiv Oblast has been liberated. The Ukrainians have reached the Russian border to the north of Kharkiv and are now controlling the border points. This is a video of it. The battle over Kharkiv Oblast is a decisive and strategic victory for the Ukrainians. It's not come out cold, my friends. Look at this map. Kupiansk and Izium are liberated, we can see it from this map, as well as Liman. Russian units reported to have abandoned positions at Savatovia. Russian units on the P-66 highway are likely to be interdicted and crushed by Ukrainian infantry. Let's go to the military map so things are more clear. Yesterday the map stopped updating here, now we can go on and we can see bit by bit Ukrainians liberating the entire Kharkiv Oblast and Russians pulling out from the north. It stops updating, but we know that all of this area is now under Ukrainian control. What the last map was hinting at is that Russian forces supposedly are pulling out from Svatovia, this here. It would be a wise move because this distance is 35 kilometers, meaning that everything on this highway, traveling on this highway, is affected by Ukrainian artillery fire, which is incredibly precise. And Russians know this. This is all speculation, but we might expect Russian forces to pull back from all of this greater area here and take some time to set up a proper defensive line in the depths. As of now, we don't have yet reports that Ukrainians have penetrated into this area, but we have some reports that Russians are pulling away from it. Overall, this map seems to be quite adequate to show the situation on the battlefield right now in the north. Biggest takeaway is that Ukraine controls the border with Russia now. Problem here is that Russia continues to bomb Kharkiv from Russia, from the other side of the border. Ukraine has not made any major raids on the other side of the border, not that we know of. From Russia to Kharkiv is 40 kilometers, and some places it's 35 to 30 kilometers. They can bomb Kharkiv with artillery. They don't even need rockets to do it. If they continue doing it, Ukraine might have to go into Russia to end this. This changes things, internationally it does. Here is a list of Russian losses on the 10th of September. Only the 10th, not the 9th, not the 11th. Those are separate days, separate lists. This list alone is very long. A lot of equipment knocked out cold, but a lot of equipment captured, which means Russia has become the biggest contributor to the Ukrainian armed forces. Oh, the irony of this war. Russia has lost on the Kharkiv front, and in their anger they have started to terrorize the civilian population of Kharkiv by attacking the city's electrical and water infrastructure with missiles, out of which about 50 to 60% Ukraine is able to shoot down. Here is a video of Ukrainian air defense active last night, but the rest that came through did a lot of damage. Kharkiv population is about 1.4 million. Kharkiv is now effectively without electricity, and with a city population that big, being without electricity for longer periods of time is a huge thing. But this is Belgorod, only 30 kilometers from the border and 60 kilometers from Kharkiv. Belgorod is a big city, and it also lost power after these attacks. Although Russia supposedly disconnected Kharkiv and Belgorod electrical grids before the invasion, this is karma working super fast. My friends, I will now read you Patreons, the people who support this channel when the videos get demonetized or when I don't have a sponsor. Justa Plane Kui, Patrick Leonard, Steve Jats, Leroy Jenkins, Ben Huite. Thank you to these 5 people for supporting the channel. If you like the channel, the Patreon link is in the description below. Look at these lights. Quite beautiful, isn't it? What are they? White phosphorus, that's what they are. Russia dropped this on Ukrainian positions yesterday. You cannot extinguish this with water, and it burns quite a long time with a very high temperature, igniting everything that can be ignited in the area. It is the last-ditch effort from Russia to terrorize the Ukrainian positions around Kharkiv. For me, it connects to Nazi Germany. They terror-bombed London with their V1 and V2 missiles, although the war was already lost to them. One of Russia's biggest weapons against the EU is oil and gas. This was the entire gamble Putin made, that the EU couldn't be without Russia's oil and gas, and so they wouldn't support Ukraine, because this would mean losing Russian gas and oil. Germany has now seen the true face of Russia and is saying goodbye to Russian oil and gas for good. German gas companies are signing new LNG deals for 15 to 20 years with countries like USA. Connecting to this gas manipulation, this is what Zelensky had to say to Russians directly yesterday. I will read it to you. Do you still think we are one people? Do you still think you can scare us, break us, force us to make concessions? Don't you really get it? Don't you understand who we are? What we stand for? What we are all about? Read my lips. Without gas or without you, without you. Without light or without you, without you. Without water or without you, without you. Without food or without you, without you. Cold, hunger, darkness, and thirst are not as frightening and deadly for us as your friendship and brotherhood. But history will put everything in its place, and we will be with gas, with light, water, and food, and without you. This is what Zelensky said to Russians yesterday. The near total withdrawal of Russian forces from Kharkiv Oblast and the Ukrainian forces advancing to the border makes a weird situation. Some Russian military bases and ammunition warehouses in Russia are now well within striking distance of Ukrainian forces. For example, this large ammunition depot is only 30 kilometers from the border, and this Russian support base seen here is only 10 kilometers from the border. HIMARS could make quick work of them, but it would be striking Russian soil. We have all heard about HARM missiles and what harm they can do to Russian radar systems. HIMARS and HARM missiles are one of the crucial weapons that made the turning point of this war. HARM missiles have now been fitted to Su-27s also. That means most of Ukrainian fighter jets now can shoot HARM missiles. On his Telegram channel, Kremlin chief propagandist Solovyev called for execution of Russian commanders who allowed the counter-offensive of Kharkiv to happen. Russian military bloggers, Russian commanders, and Russian propagandists, all of these people have something in common right now. In the last 5 days, they're looking actively for someone to blame, because nobody can, not even the best propaganda in the world, can turn this defeat in Kharkiv around. So they're looking somebody to blame, they're pointing fingers. Some of them point fingers to Putin, others don't. What I would suggest is each and every one of these people to just go and look in the mirror. Thank you for staying with me. I will bring you news from Ukraine as often as I can. If you like the
Alright guys, and welcome to another video. So today I'm going to be teaching you how to get ahead of every single Death Knight in a pre-patch.
Not relevant anymore, I don't care.
Wow. Oh my god.
What?
Oh my god! Okay, it's happening!
Holy shit. The way we're gonna do this is that everyone is gonna roll, but we're gonna roll individually.
We're gonna go 1 to 25. So Cave Troll will start, and Darks will be the last one.
Oh my god.
You know I win these! Remember the raptor?
Okay. Good luck, everyone.
Alright, Cave Troll. Bring it out.
Bring
What's
out
your
the
roll?
big boy.
64.
What's a good start?
Baka.
19.
Rude boy.
I hate them.
79.
Scatties.
42.
Come on!
Prince.
90.
Ooh, monkey.
21.
Dead
66.
Iscaret.
33.
Holiday.
Way see back.
Paradise.
60.
It's a fucking ugly mount. Keep right, roll.
Holy shit.
23.
Slump.
Ugly mount.
35.
Coral.
54.
Quan.
38.
Blaffa.
100.
Yes!
46.
Sick.
14.
To you.
We need a 100 roll.
So the lowest roll wins, right?
To you.
Yeah, I think so.
46.
Kitten. Jaeger.
26.
Psyker. Yeah, my heart is beating.
42.
Darks, good luck. Oh my fucking god.
This is worked. Well deserved. Well deserved.
Congrats, man. I was the only one in single digits.
Congrats, Blaffa.
Thank you.
Corrupted raid leader.
How are you feeling, Buffa?
He's having a heart attack probably.
There's a lion still on the server?
Yeah,
What's that?
only Alliance players briefing you.
No, jeez.
That's still recharging. I need to get closer.
Yeah, get out of here with that.
It's too far away.
He silenced me? Rude. Ow. Why is there so many people at the bunker? Hey, why is there so many people at this bunker? They're just AFK, huh? Yeah, I would report them, but... Like, look at them. They ain't moving. These two are. This guy's not. I don't blame him. You're gonna lose anyways, but... Still against the game rules, I'm pretty sure, so... Gotta play even if you don't want to, but... Not that they'll ever get in trouble, but still.
Oh, it's coming.
Oh my god, there we go. What's happening? Now the question is, how long will it take for the buff to actually show up?
Oh god, another 5. Oh, headshot up for me? Or the pole?
Headshot up. Oh yeah, actually just there's no head on it.
It's not. He's just preparing. He's just preparing.
Like, goddamn.
Ah fuck on it. Fuck
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh, there it is, there it is. Oh, it's still gonna
Alright,
take
wait,
a while.
I actually didn't get the buff. It only blinked on me.
There it is.
What the fuck, legendaries?
Backer.
What?
Line up with hammer.
The 3 senoritas.
Grill weapon confirmed.
Hey, B30, whatever the fuck! This isn't Blackburn Lair!
I know, but check out this sweet ass pull I did on Baron. Whoa! Back. World box. Bye, Rujiji. Fucking idiot! Okay, let's do some Blackburn Lair.
That's still recharging.
Dang, 2020, huh?
Leroy! It's a me.
Fucking role players.
Come on, give me a scope. Just spam holding over on your room. It's fair enough.
I guess Barney.
Healing is way too slow.
Piece of shit!
Aggie, go. Kill Aggie.
Like living that.
Alright, never mind. But good try though.
No one ever lived through this time.
Get ready, guys. Stay and build for a bit.
My god! Okay, it's happening! Everybody stay calm!
Ooh, just burn him down, please. Alright. That's a kill sort of.
Okay, Kite, breathe then.
Pulling.
Jay's tanky Delport.
How fast I am? How fast as fuck, boy?
Chitin is super simple. Just jump down. You have to run around. It takes forever. Yep, pull.
Big fight! I'll get you, bitch!
Kiting is super simple if you want to kite.
Are you outside? Or... Oh, I thought we kill us one with Cern. You got super one-shotted.
People got knocked down.
I wanted to bubble. I was hitting Shift R, not Shift F. You hit it so infrequently, I don't have it in my muscle memory yet.
We have a hatcher on us here.
Selling service SP a boost required level 55 to 68 solo match.
Are we still waiting for?
No, Cern is back, right?
Yeah.
Did you wash your hands?
Yeah.
Good. Take the drop. Oh, it's bad. Slow and steady wins through. I burn him now.
He started invading from me.
He's trying to
Here we go.
Let's go when the boss comes.
Yep.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah. Oh no!
Remember, Melody, to bandage yourself.
Seven and skeleton there on the whole raid.
Go on, good luck.
Yeah, we should go.
Yeah.
That's a lot of damage.
Agi, can you take over taunting?
I don't have takeoff.
Oh.
Looks bad.
You fucking idiot.
Cute.
Did your taunt resist again?
Why do you run past the other guy but not me?
Cern is dead. Where are tanks dying?
Smack, smack, dead.
Lost us in weird ass position. And I'm dead.
It's coming now.
You also got wing buffeted. Let's go for 7.
So why?
Boss is coming in, let's go.
Yeah.
Taunting at the Shadow Flame. Okay. Taunting, taunting. I think I got the wing buffet.
This you? The guy who killed me, maybe?
Yeah, man.
No, I died.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah. Do one more. Just like that. Yeah, it's coming now. Get ready, guys.
1K honor. I'll take it.
We're gonna call it here for today.
One more try, maybe.
I'm down.
That last try didn't count.
Trash solo farm. I'm going to be doing this farm at level 60. Importantly, with no enchants other than Runeforge, the starter Death Knight gear, and with no glyphs whatsoever. These are the talents that I'm using in this video. However, on live, like I said, they will be a little bit different. And also, there are just some little things that you can change up here and there if you would like. For example, you don't really need Heart Strike or Sudden Doom. You also could probably get away without going Death Rune Mastery. I am using Rune of Spell Shattering in this video. However, there are no mobs that silence you and very little spell damage, so I would definitely recommend going with Cinder Glacier or even Razor Ice would be better. But this just shows that you can do this even with a suboptimal Runeforge. There are definitely lots of little ways like that you can optimize this and make it an even better farm. This is on PTR, so there is a few bugs you should know about. First off, Bladed Armor, the talent, just doesn't work on PTR right in this build. So I'm not taking that in this. However, doing this when on live when it releases, you'll definitely want to take Bladed Armor. That will help with your damage quite a bit. And the other important bug to know about is the Death Rune bug. So what this is whenever you have Death Runes, if you have only one, then you can use an ability that usually would require 2 runes with just that one Death Rune. So in order to make this as true to the live version as possible, I'm going to not be using that bug as much as I can. I do mess up and use it a couple of times, I believe, but I try not to, and it's totally doable without using that bug. This first pull is pretty straightforward. These guys aren't too difficult to deal with. Just do your normal rotation, diseases, spam Death Strikes, Heart Strike when you can, Death Coil, all that good stuff, and you should be able to take these 2 down no problem. So for these next 3 pulls, You're definitely going to want to make sure you're healed up to full health, and if possible, wait for cooldowns, have death runes ready, etc. These are pretty difficult pulls. I found myself struggling with them. I even died a few times practicing this run, and I came very close during this run. So definitely want to be sure that you're very prepared for each of these pulls. So what I found the best way to deal with these packs of 3 is to death grip the imp and get as much damage in on it as you can while the 2 adepts are running towards you. You want to burst down that imp hard, interrupt its casts, kill it as fast as you can, pestilence, spread the diseases when the adepts get here. Assuming you don't get super unlucky with your RNG missing or whatever, the imp should go down relatively easily, and now you're left with the 2 adepts. These guys are pretty tough. For whatever reason, they hit really hard, and I found myself having to actually kite one of them most of the time. I'm sure that I'm not playing optimally here, and these pulls will all be much easier if you do happen to have some glyphs or better gear or enchants or anything like that to make them go.
Hello, everyone. Oh, I gotta turn the music down. I'm gonna get copyright struck. My 2 employees, Hunter and Squeaks. I wanted to do this one on Friday, but I didn't really have enough time to do it, so we are going to...
It'd be nice to watch something while leveling. Did he just instant trinket the fucking stun I did? Man's cheating. Do you see that? The second I stunned him, he was recasting and he trinketed. At level 64 not die at any point? I have no clue. they all spawning down there? I got the graveyard, but I guess it's not captured yet. Where's it, level 70? Was he in a boosted gear, I guess? He died way too easy. I did have help from the mob, so I guess. Jesus, Death Knights, huh? Well, that's the end of that, huh?
Over the past week, have you logged into World of Warcraft Classic after a long and busy day wanting to play some Wrath pre-patch, only to find a queue of several thousand players and a predicted wait time of multiple hours? Many of us have. A huge amount, in fact. Once again, Classic is suffering from success, and the never-ending problems of server capacity have finally come to a point where Blizzard have taken decisive and heavy-handed action. Today we have a massive amount of information dropped on explaining issues, why nothing else can be done, and that most importantly, Blizzard say the time has come to end the concept of a mega realm. Due to the extreme length of the post and not to lose points in between talking about each one, I've done a bit of a TLDR of the entire thing, which I want to go over at the beginning here. The pre-patch has been the very large straw which has broke the camel's back. Blizzard do not wish for mega realms to exist long term and are committed to getting the player base across a wider range of realms. Blizzard may lock a realm with little to no warning if the population begins to get too high. Locking high population servers and offering free transfers is the solution. Lock meaning no transfers and no new character creations. There is no technical solution to raise the server caps anymore. The locked servers are just full. Layering doesn't raise the cap, it just provides a relief valve when a particular part of the world experiences a huge portion of traffic. For example, my server Pyrewood Village is currently marked as full on the realm list, yet we only have about 2 layers because everybody is very spread across the world. On the launch of TBC, the server reached, I believe, 12 layers as every single player in the entire game was standing outside of the Dark Portal. Blizzard are aware of queues on Fresh but don't want to add any more new realms due to expected drop-off of players. Classic and Retail both use the same tech at the back end, but server populations have never been as high as what they currently are on Classic. Locked realms may remain in that state for months if needs be, and if nothing changes and they didn't do anything, the situation would only get worse for Wrath. Yes, that is the TLDR version, and now for the slightly longer one. First up, thanks to the Community Council and developer Agrend for the discussion here. Even if it's not everything that you want to hear, I prefer this any day over silence, so I appreciate the time and effort which has gone into these posts and updating us all on the situation. Secondly, I want to address the tools player used to assess realm populations. Now, I'm not just going to re-explain what Ironforge.pro does for the however many times that I've done it in a row, so typically we do use Ironforge.pro, and whilst it's not perfect, I think it gives a decent impression. However, in this weird transitionary pre-patch period of time, it's not giving good information at the moment. It's dependent on PvP leaderboards, there's no active arena season at the moment, and people uploading on Warcraft logs. And I think currently a lot less people are raiding at the moment, more people are leveling, they're playing fresh, they're making a DK, they're just taking a break from raids, and they're trying not to get banned from defending in Alterac Valley, and so on. There is another site called WoWClassicPop.com which gains individual player numbers from /who and uploads them to a file and then populates the site. Players can also do their own scans on their particular realm using the Census plus Wrath of the Lich King add-on. You can then also upload the data that you get onto the site as well. And people have really been using it recently to great effect, and I think it provides much more of an accurate picture of population, specifically since the pre-patches dropped.
Yes.
Here's an example of why I think it's working well. This is an extract taken from the blue post about North American realm Sulfuras. So for a bit more specifics about the destination realm's health, let's take a look at Sulfuras US. Prior to last week, this realm had a low concurrency at around half to a third of the size of a 2008 realm. In the past week, this realm has seen almost 40,000 incoming transfers, with hundreds more still coming every hour. These incoming transfers have made this a very robust and in fact nearly full realm that is right now around 4 times the size of a full 2008 realm. Now if we look on Ironforge.pro, the reset for the week hasn't happened yet, so it's showing an active population of under 2,000, which is way off the mark. It'll probably jump by about 10 to 15,000 if what I'm hearing is correct though, and that's because people who have transferred will have raided or done other activities on the server. Well, some of them will anyway. However, on WoW Classic Pop, if we search level 70 characters seen over the past 7 days on this realm, there's been some 19,000, and a total number of characters across the entire realm is around 51,000, which with Blizzard saying 40,000 transfers, this seems a lot more believable. Expect this realm to be closed fairly soon, by the way. How big are the biggest servers in the world though? Well, I looked it up as I was curious, and there's something here which is going to be surprising, I can tell you that right now. North America's Benediction is king with 65,000 players seen over the past 7 days. Just shy of 40,000 of those are at level 70. Europe's Gehenna is the biggest realm over the pond with 59,000 characters over the past 7 days and 36,000 of them being a level 70. You want to know the crazy thing now? Sky Fury, that's the fresh North American realm, has seen 68,000 characters in the past 7 days. That's more than Benediction, which is literally the biggest server ever in existence. Deckle, that's Europe's PvP Fresh, has seen 59,000 characters, and both Fresh PvE servers are around 36k characters seen. Of course, this is Fresh. Who knows how long it is going to last, and how many of those people are there for a week or two, and who wants to be a level 80 and raid eventually. I know a Fresh pops off, but to this extent that did surprise me. I didn't think there would be this much demand for it, to be honest. Moving on though, a while back I did a video about Firemore being locked, which you may remember. Here's what Blizzard had to say about meeting that decision. By the measurement of its daily total numbers of players logged in, Firemore is the largest realm in the world. To give that some context, the 24th largest realm in the world, Benediction, has about 67% as many daily players as Firemore does. At least it was the largest realm in the world back then. Numbers are much higher now. Also, Benediction has overtaken it by quite some margin. The aftermath of Firemore being locked was it dropping about 60% of its player base, including its entire Horde player base, within a few weeks, whilst neighbouring mega server Gehenna gained a substantial amount of those players through a free transfer exploit. So clearly just locking one overpopulated server doesn't do enough. So what have they proposed now? Well, there's a huge post and I'm going to cover the main bits and give a bit of insight where I can. They say we have disabled new character creation and incoming paid transfers to the US and EU mega realms, and they will remain locked indefinitely. By doing this, we will cut off opportunities for new and returning players to join their friends on these large realms, possibly for many months. However, the situation on these realms is completely untenable, and even if we can eliminate queues in the short term, this is going to continue to be a problem when new content releases. So those mega realms so far, at least on Europe, are Gehenna, Golemag, and somehow Firemore. And I don't have an active North American account, but I'm going to go ahead and say at least Benediction and Grobulus will be locked. They go on to say free transfers have been very successful so far, but we need more folks to move. We've implemented a new free character migration solution specifically targeted at Benediction, Felina, and Grobulus in the US. Nothing for EU yet, but hopefully we'll have something soon. And you can read about the destination realm here. It's called Iranicus. This realm can only be accessed via free transfer from Benediction, Felina, or Grobulus. Additionally, all 4 of these realms are now locked for character creation, which means it's only possible to create a character on that realm if you already have a character on that realm, which will involve transferring there from one of those other ones. Interesting idea. It's a spillage server, I guess. Players are always very organized in moving, and this is a free transfer to a totally new realm from the existing overpopulated ones. Also, surprise new realm, I suppose, as well. Moving on, they say the mega realms in the US and EU that are queuing are completely full, and this statement is the absolute state of things. There is no additional capacity we can add to these realms to allow more players on or to reduce queues. And they say layers don't add max capacity either. If the capacity goes too high, servers begin to become unplayable, leading to symptoms such as severe auction house lag or outages, chat performance degradation, or lag when attempting to loot items. I know many servers have experienced this over the past week. I even did on one occasion as well. He also says never in World of Warcraft's history has the capacity of realms been as high as they are now. So to put it as plainly as possible, we cannot increase the capacity anymore without inviting additional and likely cascading failures to the service. At present, the best and only way to resolve this issue for the impacted realms is for people to leave via the free realm transfers. There is no technology solution to this, there is no hardware solution to this. This situation will not improve when Wrath of the Lich King Classic launches on September 26th, it will only get worse. Bit of a mic drop moment there from Agren. So you may be wondering, but in 2008 we know WoW had about 11 to 12 million active subscribers. It housed many more players then, but it never got this bad, did it? Well, not to my personal memory, no, but I did play on a smaller server then, and in any event, however it was on your server, I think we can say the population back then was considerably larger as a whole, but it was also way more spread out. So I did a bit of digging on the internet and I found a page of all the active realms on 12th of May 2008. Do you want to have a guess how many realms there were total? There is a lot here to be sure. In fact, it's probably more than you expect. Yes, I really counted these. Subscribe to the channel. Okay, have you had a guess yet? Well, if you said you think there is about 218 realms, you would be right. In Classic right now, we have about 45, but the vast majority of players are on about a dozen or so realms across EU and NA. Agren also goes on to mention that there are so many good realm options other than the Mega Realms, with a screenshot here showing how large realms are compared to what they would have been in 2008. In fact, I can directly attest to this. I play on what is by today's standards at least a smaller server, Firewood Village, which is PvE on EU, and I've been there since midway through AQ40 in Classic. Now the thing is here, people have this debuff in real life where they associate PvE server with bad and PvP server with good, even though every single PvP server ends up as a one faction mess. See every fresh realm ever in existence for this trend to replicate itself. So a lot of people will naturally avoid PvE servers to begin with, meaning they're always lower population, and this server I can say has been absolutely fine to play on. I honestly think the only people who really benefit from Mega Realms are the people who can only play at super off-peak times. I really doubt I'll be able to find a consistent early morning or super late night raid any day of the week where I play, but I'm sure I'd be able to do that if I was on Gehennas or Benediction. There are also way more bad actors.
Alright, well today was a pretty successful, if not very quiet day. We'll be playing some more later, we'll be grinding some more honor, and we will be getting some more levels. Now, I want to get to 65 today, so we might have to do a mix of PvP and maybe it's the 12th. We got a little bit of time. We'll see. We'll see. It depends on how much of the gear I'm trying to get, but I'll be doing some more PvP later. I don't want to get on too late because I don't want to be stuck in queue, so